I'm here to give you a daily update today here on VRA. As you can see here, guys, we do have previous all-time highs coming through around, obviously April coming through around 5 cents there. And from there, recently we have set all-time highs looking pretty good, I would say. But what I do want to say about this, guys, unfortunately, we do have this chart pattern coming through there. We've got the resistance coming through from this side. We've got the support from this side as well. This, unfortunately, because we do have higher highs being reached and higher lows being reached in terms of supports, in terms of resistance, this does unfortunately mean a rising wedge chart pattern, guys. And rising wedge chart patterns, they tend to usually break to the downside, and this is pretty much probably what we're seeing here. I mean, it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world, but what I do want to say is just be prepared here, because unfortunately, in the last 4 or 5 days or so, we are still setting lows. We have invalidated this higher low here, and that's pretty strong, right? Considering we tested this before and bounced. We haven't tested, well, we did test it and we have bounced again, but we have actually set a lower low in terms of this wick here. So that's definitely something to be looking out for the future there. In terms of a price target for VRA here, in terms of a move down, in terms of not just like a move down, that's it for the coin. I'm talking a move down, an accumulation phase, right? Because overall, on the macro here, guys, it's insanely bullish, right? We can't say this isn't bullish. This is a bullish chart. Look at it. It pretty much just goes up, right? With nice, healthy pullbacks. So it's absolutely fine for VRA to be doing this. And look, you can see it lines up perfectly with this 200 EMA as well. And vice versa, the all-time high rules are holding strong again, right? Previous all-time highs, you set all-time highs coming through, 80% of the time you retrace back to previous all-time highs, right? So we could actually bounce along this zone, because you can see this is a very, very strong horizontal from before in terms of the all-time high there. But in terms of a price target to the lower side here, in terms of an accumulation phase, this is definitely something to be looking out for there. And in terms of percentages there, it's still around a 44.26% drop there. I mean, this has been trending down, right? This has been trending down for pretty much the whole of November. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but I do want to say, if this is going to actually hit this 44% like decrease in terms of a price, right, then we do need to take into consideration the fact of how this is going to happen. It's probably going to be Bitcoin falling off a cliff. It's probably going to be something else reacting like crazy, rather than this just falling off a cliff like crazy. Because to be honest with you, you can see we are seeing buybacks. This isn't like the strongest downtrend in the world, right? You have been trending out for quite a while, and in terms of November in general, I would have expected it to be a lot more aggressive, right? Especially on KuCoin as well. I would have expected this to be a lot more aggressive in terms of sell-off coming down to this 200 EMA. But we haven't actually seen that, right? We haven't actually seen that. So potentially we could be looking at some sort of curl off there, which could be pretty good there. It's just going to points to watch there would be very strongly on this zone, right? 5 cents and 2-3 there. Definitely a point to be looking out for. If you lose that, I would expect 200 EMA to basically be touched there. And before that, we do obviously have this pretty strong area around this sort of area as well there, around 4 cents and 6.3 there. But overall, as I was saying there, guys, on the macro, we are still bullish here. I do want to jump down to the shorter term time frames and get some sort of gauge here, because it is still technically, if you are going on other chart patterns here, you got a huge uptrend. We could potentially have a bull flag scenario, guys, and that does technically mean continuation to the upside here. So we do need to weigh up quite a few things coming through there. You can see the resistance coming down from these zones, very, very strong indeed. And I would be inclined to be plotting in probably something along the lines of this as well there. And yeah, that is a bull flag scenario there. So if you are looking for a breakout scenario, if you are looking for a nice trade coming through, if you are going to be trading this, then this is going to be what I would be looking for a breakout to the upside, right? Breakout to the upside would be probably something along the lines of this, right? In terms of percentages there, we could be looking at something around, obviously we like to weigh up as many scenarios as possible, because we know how crypto can behave. We like to basically plan for every sort of possible scenario coming through there. So yeah, that's definitely a move to the upside, 24% to be looking out for there. As I was saying there, guys, if we did lose 5 cents there, then we could be looking for basically a breakdown there. I mean, as I was saying, it's a bull flag, guys. The likelihood of this breaking down is less likely than it breaking up. But target prices is insanely low, around 3 cents there. Let's jump back to the daily and see if that does correlate with that other trend line, because if we get a double breakout scenario, there is a likelihood that it could actually be playing out like so. Yeah, you can see it pretty much lines up fairly perfectly there. So yeah, there is an inclination that we could be seeing this level actually get touched if we do see a bit of a sell-off coming through there. So yeah, a couple of things to be looking out for the time being. But overall, as I was saying, macro bullish. RSI is still pretty central C. There's not really that much doing it on the RSI, and to be honest, I'm not really that surprised. We haven't seen insane sell-offs, as I was saying, not really the biggest buybacks that are causing us to actually get to this overbought sort of scenario there. So yeah, overall bullish, but there is plenty of scenarios that could easily play out here. But yeah, that's going to be a daily update today on Verasity, VRA.